Hi, I'm Paul Sanders and I'm a landscape photographer. I swapped to the Fuji X series from the DSLR and 5x4 because I found the cameras were getting in the way. The camera effectively became a barrier to my photography. And by freeing myself up with a smaller, lighter body and limiting my lens choice, it took the indecision out of shooting landscapes. It made me connect with my landscape much more. So rather than the camera being a brick wall in front of me, it became just something that I saw the landscape through and was able to translate my ideas and my imagination with. The one I use most is the 23. I absolutely love that lens. It stays on the camera quite a lot. The 56 I use a lot for landscapes as well. They're the two favourites. I did have a thing for the 10-24 to start with, but I've stopped shooting wider pictures. Everybody shoots wider and wider pictures of landscapes, and I tend to find that by closing in a little bit, I get much more interesting compositions. My favourite thing about the X-T1 is the electronic viewfinder. I absolutely love it. I thought I'd hate it, and I fell in love with it almost straight away. I love the fact I can see exactly what I'm getting before I press the shutter. It means I don't spend a lot of time with my eye away from the camera, sort of chimping the back. I can see it. I can see the tones change as I alter the exposure. It's just beautiful, and the fact it's so huge, it just appears so huge when you look through the view. It's just brilliant. So much so that if I ever use a DSLR, I completely forget to alter the exposure because it looks normal, and I end up messing everything up. So don't touch the DSLR. My tips for landscape photography are shoot the pictures that please you. Don't shoot for anybody else. If you start worrying about what other people want or like, you won't shoot pictures that you're happy with. It's quality time by yourself, usually. So invest that time in something you enjoy. Go out when you least expect to get a great picture. Go out when the weather is bad. Don't always look for that fabulous, wonderful light, because from my experience, it rarely happens. I'm always standing in the rain, but you'll get completely different pictures to other people because most people are fair weather photographers. Another useful trick is to bring an element of fun back into your photography. So challenge yourself by setting yourself little tasks, little challenges, little projects that are only relevant to you or interesting to you. You don't need to show them to anybody, but it will force you out of your comfort zone. And one thing that I really enjoy doing is taking my least favourite lens and just shooting on that and not allowing myself to shoot on anything else for at least a couple of weeks. It forces you to change the perspective of which you shoot. It makes you think about your photography, your positioning, the way the lens works. And the other trick I sometimes do is force myself to shoot on an aperture that I would never normally use. Landscape photographers traditionally shoot on, the smaller apertures, kind of f11, f16. Try shooting landscapes on 2.8. Try montaging, try multiple exposures. Just take yourself out of that comfort rut that you get in that makes your photography become bland and predictable. And it's quite nice to surprise yourself. You'll get an absolute load of rubbish generally to start with, but all of a sudden it will click and you'll start to see things differently, and then you'll be inspired, and it's great if you can inspire yourself.